The secret that broke the cast. Jon Snow's death was a lie. Welcome back, everyone, to the channel where fantasy meets strategy and nostalgia fuels our digital adventures. When Jon Snow fell to the cold, blood-soaked snow at Castle Black in the finale of Season 5 of Game of Thrones, the world gasped. Betrayed by his own brothers, stabbed and left to die. It was the moment that shattered hearts, broke fandoms, and sent shockwaves across the globe. But what if we told you Jon Snow never truly died? What if the biggest secret of the Game of Thrones production wasn't just a plot twist on screen, but a betrayal of it? This is the untold story, the real-life deception that tested loyalties, broke trust among cast members, and changed Game of Thrones forever. This is the secret that broke the cast. Jon Snow's death was a lie. The global shock. It was June 14, 2015. The season finale of Game of Thrones Season 5 aired, and the internet imploded. Jon Snow, the heroic bastard of Winterfell, the newly elected Lord Commander of the Night's Watch, was murdered by his own men. Fans were stunned. Reaction videos flooded YouTube. Social media erupted. Hashtags like #JusticeForJon, #Jon Snow deserved better, and #BringHimBack trended for weeks. HBO remained quiet. The showrunners, David Benioff and D.B. Weiss, doubled down. Dead is dead, they told fans. Interviews with the cast suggested disbelief and grief. Kit Harington himself, the man behind the legend, stated in an emotional interview, "I'm not coming back. That's all I can say." But while the world mourned, something darker was brewing behind the scenes. Among the cast and crew who, according to insiders, had no idea what was really happening. Because Jon Snow's death? It wasn't what it seemed. And the lie would rip through the tight-knit cast like wildfire. The elaborate lie. Kit Harington wasn't just lying to the public. He was lying to his co-stars. To maintain the illusion, showrunners and HBO executives swore Kit to secrecy, binding him with ironclad NDAs and intense pressure to maintain the ruse. Even among the cast, very few were in the know. Maisie Williams, who played Arya Stark, later admitted, "We genuinely thought Jon was dead. I cried. I was so mad at the writers." And Kit? He just kept shrugging. Lena Headey, who played Cersei, reportedly avoided Kit for weeks after the finale aired, convinced she'd seen the last of him. In truth, the Season 6 scripts told a very different story. While the world believed Jon Snow was gone, Kit was already in training, growing his hair back out, sneaking onto sets, rehearsing resurrection scenes in total secrecy. The few who were aware, like director Miguel Sapochnik, were sworn to silence. According to leaked set photos months later, Kit was spotted filming scenes at Ballantoy, the Northern Ireland location used for the Iron Islands and Beyond the Wall. HBO went into full damage control, claiming they were flashbacks. The PR machine spun faster than ever. Meanwhile, Kit Harington was cracking under the pressure. In a rare interview years later, he confessed, "It was one of the hardest things I've done. Lying to my castmates felt awful. I had to isolate myself just to avoid slipping up. I lost friendships over it." But why go through so much trouble? Why the deception? Because HBO feared one thing: spoilers. With the internet being what it is, and the show's immense popularity, they couldn't afford for the resurrection twist to leak. When friendships fractured. What began as a clever marketing strategy soon caused real-life fractures among the cast. Kit's continued lie, though justified contractual, came at a cost. Sophie Turner, who played Sansa Stark, reportedly confronted Kit after the Season 6 table read. "I just remember flipping out," she later told a magazine. "He looked me in the eye for months and said he was gone. I trusted him. And then boom, Jon's alive?" It felt like a betrayal. Peter Dinklage allegedly told writers the lie created an awkward chill on set during the Season 6 reunion scenes. Emilia Clarke, ever diplomatic, admitted it caused tension in interviews, saying, "We all get it now. But back then, people felt blindsided." Even behind the scenes, the crew felt manipulated. Several lighting and camera assistants, who had bonded with Kit over the years, spoke of feeling used. One reportedly quit after being kept in the dark. Natalie Dormer, who played Marguerite Tyrell, was particularly upset. She believed the show had crossed a line. It wasn't just a character death, she said. It was emotional manipulation. We mourned for Kit, only to realize it was all for show. Kit, in his own defense, later said, "I didn't enjoy lying. I hated it. But I was told it was necessary to preserve the impact. I just never expected it to hurt so many people I cared about." The aftermath. When Season 6 finally premiered in April 2016, the truth came out. Melisandre resurrects Jon Snow in Episode 2. Fans cheered, memes exploded, and Jon's return dominated entertainment news. But inside the Game of Thrones cast, the atmosphere had changed. What was once a family now had fractures. The showrunner's obsession with secrecy had driven a wedge between them. Several cast members began keeping distance from Kit, not out of hatred, but emotional fatigue. Trust was broken. The once cozy behind-the-scenes vibes were replaced with whispered frustrations. Production insiders claim the vibe on set in Season 6 and 7 was much colder. Scripts were handed out scene by scene. Entire character arcs were withheld from actors. Paranoia ruled. And the biggest irony? Despite all the secrecy, the twist didn't stay a twist for long. The resurrection leaked a week before it aired, thanks to drone footage and a set worker's loose lips. It led many to question, was the lie worth it? Was the betrayal of friendships necessary for a single plot point? Kit's personal struggle. While fans were overjoyed to see Jon Snow alive, Kit Harington paid the price. In the years after Season 6, he struggled privately with mental health issues. In 2019, he checked into a wellness retreat for stress and alcohol. While many factors contributed to his breakdown, Kit admitted in interviews that the Jon Snow resurrection arc, and the pressure to lie, took a heavy toll. "I started losing who I was. I felt like I wasn't allowed to be honest, even with my friends. I was acting off-screen, every day. And that broke something inside me." Kit also revealed he struggled with the fan obsession that came with Jon's return. "People would stop me in airports and shout, 'You know nothing, Jon Snow.' And all I could think was, 'No, I know too much.'" The secrecy that once protected the show had become a prison for its star. The cast healing. In the years following the show's conclusion in 2019, the cast began to reflect. Time healed many of the wounds, and reunions brought moments of forgiveness. Sophie Turner later clarified, "We were all under pressure. Kit did what he had to do. I love him like a brother. We just needed time." At conventions and interviews, moments of warmth between cast members resurfaced. Peter Dinklage and Kit shared laughs during press tours. Maisie Williams and Kit were spotted. And now, with time passed and the truth revealed, fans see the story not just for the shock it gave, but for the cost it carried. The secret that broke the cast was a lie told in the name of entertainment. But it's a lie that changed everything. The secret that broke the cast. Jon Snow's death was a lie. Like, share and subscribe for more untold stories from behind the scenes.